Hello everyone, welcome to the Makri Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I'm going to continue with the same module, that is business skills for e-commerce, and we have covered in the last class, that is the benefits of e-commerce and what are the advantages, what are the nature of e-commerce. In the today's class I'm going to continue with the same topic, that is the limitations of e-commerce. That is, what are the limitations of e-commerce, because as I told you that everything has some pros and cons. So these are there are various limitations of e-commerce, that is known as limitations of e-commerce. Right. So first of all, let's start with the previous class session. That is what we have covered in the last class. In the last class, we have started with the topic, that is the benefits of e-commerce. That is, what are the benefits that is provided by electronic commerce, that is the e-commerce. So nowadays everything is made online. As we know that everything is made online. So it is advantageous for us to use the e-commerce. Why? Because everything is doing, or the transaction is doing online. So there is no hard and fast rule that transaction is doing online, or there is a other rule for doing the transaction. No, everything is doing online. Every transaction that is made is doing online. So there are various benefits that is available for e-commerce to make the transactions online. Right. So these benefits are just starting to the materialize, but they will increase significantly as e-commerce expand. That is, we have studied that as the e-commerce expands, the benefits also increases with the extended of the e-commerce. Then there are brief category, or there are different categories of benefits, different varieties. That is, the first is the benefits to organization. That is how it is provided the benefits to the organization. So these are the various benefits that is provided by the e-commerce to the organization. Like it can lace to the national and the international market with minimum or minimal capital outlay. That is, it can provide, or it can use minimum outlay for the different organizations for different varieties. Then electronic commerce also decreases the cost of advertisement, processing, distributing, storing, because there is no mediator, there is no wholesaler. So it decreases the cost in the organization in terms of the processing, in terms of the increasing or decreasing the cost. Then ability for creating high specialized business. That is, everyone nowadays needs the online businesses. So it is very advantageous, or it is very easy, or it provides a facility, that is e-commerce provides a facility for creating highly specialized businesses. Then these are the various advantages, like it also reduces the inventory, that is stock, also provides enables expensive customization, that is a competitive advantage, also reduces the time between the outlay of capital and the receipt of goods and services. It lowers the telecommunication cost. Why? Because there is no communication cost, because everything is doing online, or every communication is done online, that is through the chatting. As we are studying, or you are studying from me, I am a teacher, you are a student, so you are studying from me. So there is the advantage that it whenever it is doing online, I taught to you online, so there is less telecommunication cost, because everything is doing online. Whatever question do you have, you ask for me with the help of the chat, so there is less communication. So there is less communication over the network, that is, there is less telecommunication cost. These are the other benefits, that it eliminates the paper, that is, there is no usage of the paper in the organization. Now benefits to the customer, that is, what are the benefits that is provided by e-commerce to various customers. So these are the benefits that is available. The one of the major important benefit, that e-commerce is available 24 hours a day, all year around, at almost every location. That is, it is available 365 a days, 7 days a week, 12 months in a year. That is, it is available all time. That is all time availability. It also provides the customer with various choices. They can select the choices, or they can select the option from various, or from more than one product. Then e-commerce frequently provides customer with less expensive products and services. In some cases, especially with digital products like laptop, e-commerce quick or provides or allows quick delivery. That is, there is a quick delivery of the e-commerce. Suppose, for example, I purchase a laptop from the online shopping like Flipkart, right? So it allows a quick delivery within 2 or 3 days. Also provides the customer satisfaction. Also possible to participate in virtual auctions. Now, what are the benefits to the society? Till now we have studied benefits to the organization, benefits to the customer. Now, what are the benefits that is provided by e-commerce to their society? The benefits of e-commerce to society are as follows. That is, what are the benefits that is available? E-commerce enables more individuals to work at home and to do less traveling for shopping, resulting in less traffic on the road. That is, it enables or it makes more individuals to work at home. That is, these are the benefits to the society. That it makes or it enables more individuals to work at home and to do less traveling for shopping, resulting in less traffic on the roads and lower air pollution. That is, it provides a facility or it enables the individual to work at the home. Hello, 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 hello. Then it provides the facility to work at the home. It also allows more merchandise to sold the good at the lower prices. That is, there is more competition. So it allows the merchandise. It allows the multiple retailers, merchandisers to be sold at the or to sold the goods at the lower prices. So these are the various benefits that is provided by the e-commerce to the various organization, customers as well as the society. Then e-commerce also facilitates delivery of public services such as healthcare, education, and distribution of government social services at a reduced cost. That it facilitates or it provides delivery of public services such as healthcare, education, distribution of government services at a reduced cost or improved quality. Healthcare services includes can reach the patients in the rural areas. That is, in the rural areas, e-commerce also provides to facility that there is a medical will be provided to the patients in the rural areas also. Now, next come to the limitations of e-commerce. That is a today's topic. That is, what are the limitations of e-commerce that is provided or that is that has a e-commerce take. That is the limitations of e-commerce. Now let's start with the today's topic, that is the limitations of e-commerce. This is grouped into two categories. What are the two categories? One is technical, one is non-technical. Technical limitations include if there is any problem in the hardware, that is a technical limitation. Like security, reliability, there is a lacking of the security and the reliability of a machine or a system. Non-technical limitations includes any changes in the or any disadvantage in terms of software, application, vendors, service. So these are the various non-technical limitations. So first of all, let's start with the technical limitations of e-commerce. So these are the various technical limitations that is provided by the e-commerce. Now, first one is there is a lack of system security, reliability, standards and communication protocols. There is a lack of system security that is provided by the e-commerce. There is a lack of system reliability. There is a lack of system standards and communication protocol. Next, there is insufficient telecommunication bandwidth. That is, there is low bandwidth, insufficient telecommunication bandwidth. Then it is saying the software development tools are still evolving and changing rapidly. That is, the software development tools are available or are still available or evolving and changing rapidly. That is, it change according to the time. When there is updation in the programming, so it changes with the time. So the past or the previous version or the previous software has been failed. So it is one of the technical limitations that is provided by the e-commerce. Then next point says it is difficult to integrate the internet and e-commerce software with some existing applications and databases. That is, it is very difficult to integrate the internet and the e-commerce. That is, as I told you that e-commerce is done online. So there is a requirement of the internet. So it is difficult to integrate or manage the internet and the e-commerce along with each other with some existing applications and databases. Then the next point says vendors may need special web servers and other infrastructures in addition to the network servers. Then some e-commerce software might not fit with other hardware or may be compatible with some operating system or other components. As the time passes, these limitations will lessen or be overcome. Appropriate planning can minimize their impact. As the time grows, as the time passes, these limitations will lessen the, or this limitation will carried out and overcome the limitations. Now, next is non-technical limitations. That is, what are the non-technical limitations? Technical limitations includes the limitations on the system, like system security, reliability, hardware problem, technical problem. So these are the various limitations, technical limitations. Now, next is non-technical limitation. That is, what are the non-technical limitations that is provided by the e-commerce? That is not technical, that is non-technical. So the non-technical limitations includes the lack of awareness. That is, there is a lack of awareness. There is no more awareness among the e-commerce sites. That is, no one should know that what is e-commerce and why we are using the e-commerce. What are the advantages of e-commerce? There is a lack of awareness of the e-commerce in the society generally. This says the biggest challenge before successful e-commerce over the net is the changing in the mind and attitude of the merchants in tune. That is, it is the first one. It is more advantageous, or first one, it is more reliable to change the mindset of the person. That if we are doing the business online, when doing the transaction online, then there is no hard and fast rule that everyone is cut it out. No, there is no money wastage. There is no money risky in this one. So first of all, mindset the customer, or change the mindset of the customer. All right. So this is lack of awareness among the people. But nowadays, if I'm talking about nowadays everyone know that there is an online transaction, there is an online shopping. But before, after, or before 2 or 3 years, there is no awareness of the computer. There is awareness of computer, but there is no awareness of the e-commerce on the computer. But nowadays everyone know what is e-commerce, what is the best part of e-commerce, but there are still some persons who needs the more knowledge about the e-commerce. So there is a lack of awareness. This is one of the major limitation of the e-commerce. That is a non-technical limitation. This is the whole paragraph that explains how lack of awareness is very responsible, or is very expensive, or can I say that it provides the impact on the e-commerce. So this says most of the business people do not understand the significance and implications of the e-business medium, or are unsure of the quality and delivery schedules, physical delivery and mode of payment. Lack of awareness and its potential benefits are equally responsible for the poor growth of e-commerce. That is, if there is a lack of awareness and its potential benefits are equally responsible for the poor growth of e-commerce. Lack of interest and willingness to make a paradigm shift has become a crucial issue. That is, there is a lack of interest and there is a lack of willingness to make sure that e-commerce is very comfortable. This also provides the impact on the e-commerce. Many companies are not willing to accept their businesses need a revolutionary change to subsist in the potentially digital world. In short, IT should not be looked upon as an end but as a means to achieve overall development. That is, the IT, that is the information technology, should not be looked upon as an end, looked upon as an privilege, but as a means to achieve overall development. The IT sector is people intensive, ensuring vast employment opportunities. That is, the IT sector is people intensive and ensuring that there is a vast employment opportunities that is available. The single most important challenge today pertains to increasing awareness of the benefits of e-commerce to potential customers. Educate the market and the customer will themselves opt for their offers these services. That is the most important challenge that everyone is facing, that there is a increasing awareness of the benefits to potential customers. That is, everyone know what is e-commerce, what are the benefits of e-commerce. So if everyone knows, then there is no limitation of the e-commerce, that is a lack of awareness. Now the next is lack of infrastructure. That is, e-commerce infrastructure is far at its infancy stage in India. This unsatisfactory development is another bottleneck or another drawback for the successful netting or net business in India. The lack of infrastructure, if made available as required, will ensure that the investment in e-commerce start following in, because the development is happening and the infrastructure is grow. Because there are more development of the e-commerce, but the infrastructure is very low. So that is also the limitations of the e-commerce. To improve the country-wide infrastructure, major players will must come forward to contribute their pie of technology. That is, most or the to increase the infrastructure, most players or most persons have to, or major persons have to come forward to complete their or contribute their pie of technology. All the infrastructure framework needed for virtual e-commerce has not been there from the very beginning. When it was started, there was a cry for the real shape of the virtual infrastructure. Now, the next is lack of confidence. That is, there is a lack of confidence among people who needs to buy something from the internet, who needs to do the e-commerce, that is electronic commerce. So this says the people in India still show hesitancy in buying through the net. There is some hesitation among people who wants to buy the goods through the net. Lack of quality products, timely delivery of products, as some of them tends to go out of stock. Lack of solution security are the potential reasons for not developing or for not taking e-commerce though. Because there are some limitations that is available. People do not understand this new way of buying and selling, that is the services in a digital environment which are available online. That is, most of the people do not need that there is a requirement of the e-commerce among the various confidence. That is, that there is a lack of confidence among people who wants to buy and sell the products in a market. So there is a lack of confidence among the people. This is one of the major limitation of the e-commerce. Why? Because if I do a purchasing from the e-commerce, that is online transactions, so I need that my money is saved, or my money is not loose, or my money is not going in a waste. So I also assume that there is a insecurity for doing the transactions over the internet. So this is also the one of the disadvantage, that is the lack of confidence. Till now we have studied about the lack of infrastructure, lack of awareness and lack of confidence. Now the next part is skeptic attitude. That is, there are some skeptic attitude that is available. Why? Because internet is growing at a very fast speed. That is, the internet is continuing to grow at a rapid speed along with the e-commerce transactions. The shoppers are still skeptical about safety and have not been quick to trust sending in personal information such as credit card number or the address over the net. That is, some people do not want to give the personal details on the e-commerce, as that is a public site. Everyone should know what is your credit card number, what is your PIN number, or what is your address. So there is a miscommunication, there is a misconflict among the people. So most of the person do not give these personal details over the internet. But without this, there is no transaction that is made in the e-commerce. So these are the few mandatory fields that is required, but people hesitate to give this information as these are the personal informations. This risk avoid is attitude of business is conspicuous and waiting for others to lead in some other attitude. Now, the next is credit card frauds. In India, distribution channels are just one of the problem related to e-payments. That is, there are some distribution channels that is also made the e-commerce transactions, successful e-commerce transactions. That is, or that are the just one part of the problem that is related to the e-payments. The bigger problem is that of security. That is, there is a lack of security among the e-commerce. So this is one of the major limitation, that is what I gather from the these notes, that security is one of the crucial information that is provided. All credit card related transactions are approved online. That is, every credit card relationship or every credit card related information that is available are doing or are approved online or offline, sorry, and give the high risk of frauds. The banks are extremely wary of approving them. That is because every credit card fraud is doing online or offline. So most of the customers are affected by this one. In fact, there are some unconfirmed reports of a multinational bank refusing to approve credit card transaction that is carried out by a large Indian portal. That is, there are some also some different kinds of reports that is available. A multinational bank that is refused to approve credit card transactions that is provided by the large Indian models. Other drawback that may includes that the buyer are quite prepared to be or boot the real mail for email or real mail for email. The e-traders or the e-tailers themselves are not get ready to keep pace with the potential e-commerce. That is, there is some limitation. That is, there are most of the cases, in most of the cases there are some credit card frauds. So the e-commerce mechanism eliminates the need for the intermediaries. Unfortunately, this also makes a bad impact when there is no communication or when there is no mediator among the transaction. That also provides a bad impact or the negative impact. So security needs to be extended to the customer to gain their loyalty, including the various business. The next limitation is absence of tax laws. That is, there is no tax laws that is available. E-commerce over the net has extremely eliminated national boundaries. This has posed important question as to tax on the transaction over the internet. That is, we are doing the transactions online. So there is no, or that provides an adverse effect on the tax or the rules regulation of the government. That is the important question is to arise on the tax of the transaction that is over the internet. Net businesses post many peculiar technology and legal problems, making it difficult to impose tax and formulate a sound transaction policy. So there are some problems in making or imposing the tax or in applying the tax whenever we do the transactions online. So there are some problems in doing the transactions online. The following are the various tax implications of the e-commerce. That is, what are the implications that is that every customer suffers whenever there is a e-commerce. The first one is that there is no fixed physical location for the internet, because anyone can do the transaction from any place. So there is no standard way for doing the transactions. So there is no proper pattern for taking the tax on the various items. Why? Because there is no fixed physical location. There is no fixed area for the doing the transactions on the internet. Next point says it is difficult to monitor or prevent transmission of information or electronic cash across the net. That is, it is difficult to monitor or to take out or to make a note of it, that to monitor and prevent the transactions of information. That is, it is not possible to make a record of each and every transaction because there are so many transactions that is made online. Neither the user, neither admin nor intermediary have a control on the type of information, either transaction or cyber cash or traveling through the network. There is no emphasis on the national boundaries. That is, there is no emphasis on a national boundaries that is available, and messages are travel across the boundaries of several countries globally. That is, there is no emphasis on the national boundaries, and messages are traveler to the across the boundaries of several countries globally. That is, it can travel or the messages can travel globally across the countries. So it means no difference whether information or electronic money sought to be transmitted within one jurisdiction or between several. That is, there is no standard way for making the transaction, whether it is doing online or whether it is transmitted within one jurisdiction or several jurisdictions. A person's location and identify is necessary for tax services. That is, it is very important to notify the person's location and identity for levising the tax on the various transactions. Since these two are very difficult, the anonymity on the net would pose a bigger problem or big problem for the taxations. Next point says e-commerce eliminates intermediaries or middlemen. That e-commerce also eliminates the intermediary persons or the middlemen. Though it is an advantageous feature, it also has a negative impact. Why? Because there is no intermediary or middleman among the in the e-commerce. It also has a negative impact or effect because they could have served or leveraged point for collection of tax. Also as information sources for transactions entered by the customers. So this is also made an impact on the tax. Why? Because there is no intermediaries or there is no middleman among the transactions in the e-commerce. Because if you are dealing with e-commerce, I am dealing with e-commerce. There is a C2C transaction, for example. You sell out the goods to me directly, and I will take the payment and passes the feedback acknowledgement to you directly. There is no requirement of the middleman intermediaries among the transaction that is made on the e-commerce. Then next point says, in addition to technology problems, that is, in addition to the technology problem that is available, certain legal hurdles may also be encountered with reference to international taxation laws. That is, in addition to the technology that is provided, technology problems, certain legal hurdles, certain legal issues may also be encountered with reference to the international taxation laws. Next point says the difficulties in defining service incomes as differentiate from sale of products, income or royalties cannot be ignored. That is, there is some difficulties that is available to define the service income as a or differentiate the service income from the sale of the products, income or royalties among the various parties cannot be ignored in the e-commerce. This is also one of the limitation. This is one of the limitation that is provided, or these are the various limitation that is available on the tax imposition. So it is desirable that the net must be termed as a potential free trade zone. That is, it is also available as a free zone, so that everyone do not hesitate that this is, yeah, this is okay, this is not okay. Why? Because anyone can access at any time 24 by 7, 365 days. So there is no hand binding of the people over there. Next is your cyber laws. That is the next limitation. First of all, let's take a break, then move to this topic, that is the next limitation of the e-commerce, that is the cyber laws. So first of all, let's take a break. And now let's start with the session. So come back from the break. The next limitation is cyber laws. So we haven't discussed so many limitations, non-technical limitations of e-commerce. Next is your cyber laws. This says another important problem is the lack of comprehensive cyber laws so as to ensure safety and protection. There is no proper rules and regulation that is available on the internet. So there is a lack of, or there is a lack of cyber laws that is made. So there is a lack of security, that is system security and protection, that is safety and protection. There should not be as any, or there should not be any legal regulations or barriers to faster and increased development of e-commerce. That is, there should not be proper, or there should not be any rules regulation that is available and a barriers to faster regulation and decrease the development of e-commerce. So there should be, or there must be proper cyber law that is available, proper rules and regulation that is available for increasing the demand of the e-commerce, for increasing the transactions over the e-commerce. The crying need of the hour is urgent action to be taken by the government to enact cyber laws, including electronic fund transfer. That is, it is also taken by the government to enact cyber laws to make or to include electronic fund transfer. So that is, we can also transfer the fund electronically from one part to another part, from one place to another place. And amendment of the Official Secrets Act. Cyber laws are not in place. In other countries, the business community is moving fast ahead and signet government regulations are there. The technology is changing the business paradigm so fast. Government's ability to proactively change the law is a very difficult task in India. That is a cyber law. In addition to them, the fear regarding the security aspects of online transactions without proper government directives and the existing policy machinery contribute to cyber criminal. That is, we can provide or whenever there is an online transaction that is without any rules regulation, without any cyber laws. So there is a proper or there is a poor policy machinery that is available that contributes to the cyber criminality. Adding to them, separate cyber laws and amendment are also required to many existing laws like Companies Act, Evidence Act, Copyright Act, Bankers Book Evidence Act, Indian Penal Code, Contact Act, etc. So these are the various cyber laws that is available that has to make the various acts like these are the various acts, rules, regulations that must be made or that must be there while doing the transactions over the internet. The country entered into a cyberspace and document through the computer should be made acceptable in a court of law. That is a country that is made or that is entered into a cyberspace and document through the computer should be made acceptable in a court of law. This is actually a big hurdle on the way which would solve one big hurdle for the business to business and business to consumer e-commerce segment. So this is a big hurdle that is available, a big barrier that is available that is used to solve one big hurdle for the business to business transactions that is made available for the e-commerce. Then next limitation that is provided is the stock dilemma or stock dilemma. So this is the next limitation that many people hello, yeah, Larry, are you able to hear my voice? Hello, 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 hello. Uh, hello, 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 hello. Yeah, Larry, are you able to hear my voice? Hello, 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 hello. Is that audible to you? Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, Larry, now are you able to hear me? Larry, tell me the answer. Are you able to hear me or not? So this is the next limitation that is provided, that is the stroke dilemma. Now it's okay. Can you increase your volume? Hello, yeah, can you increase your volume? Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, are you able to hear me or not? Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, is that okay right now? Yeah, is that okay right now? It's audible to you? Hello, yeah, now it's audible, Larry. Oh my goodness. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. So the next element or the next limitation, that is a non-technical limitation that is faced by e-commerce, is the stock dilemma. That is, many people are not too happy with the e-commerce trends. Through online shoppings may be growing, but so is frustration with it. That is, there is so many frustration that is available with the e-commerce. A key source of dissatisfaction, that is a major element of dissatisfaction, is out of stock dilemma. That is, sometimes the goods are not available, that is made or that is available out of stock. That is one of the major, or that is one of the major dissatisfaction among the e-commerce. That is a key source of dissatisfaction is the out of stock dilemma or dilemma. Then it says saying in most cases advertised product or services are not available. That is, in most cases the products are not available, but it is showing a display on the screen that yeah, it is available on the internet, but actually these are not, or the product or services that is advertised are not available. The options of feedback and not receiving suggestions are also a reason for annoyance. Many online customers want more detailed information on their purchases, but that are not available. That is a stock dilemma. That is, there is some limitations, or there is some limited information that is available on the internet. This is also one of the limitations. Also one of the limitations that is available on the internet. The net is becoming more mainstream, and the expectations are also becoming mainstream. That is, the net is becoming offstream, the net is available, and it is more dilemma information that is available. That is, the stock is not available for doing the transactions. Then the next limitation, that is a non-technical limitation, is lack of true strength. That is, a lack of true strength. That is, whenever the transaction is doing online, there is a lack of, or there is a shortage of the strength or the true strength that is available. So this says the presence on the web alone will not always ensure successful e-commerce. That is, not always that internet is available, so the transaction is made successfully. No, that's not possible. So this line says the presence on the web alone will not always ensure that there is a successful e-commerce. No, having a website or .com is no longer a novelty, or merely setting up a website will not help companies in increasing the volume of business. That is, having a website that is available is no longer a novelty, and merely setting up a website that will not help companies in increasing the volume of business. They must accept the true strength of this new electronic medium of business and its potential for improving efficiency in extending the services to the customers. That is, this new electronic medium that is available is also a potential for improving the efficiency in extending the services to the customers. There are many other people who are connected to the internet but cannot browse the web. That is, there are so many people that is connected to the internet but are not able to connect or browse the web, that is searching with the web, and they are only availing the email facility for communication. That is, there is no direct communication, or there is no proper standard communication. So there is a lack of true strength available in the organization, or true strength available in the countries or the organization in the web. There are many people who are connected to the internet but cannot browse the web, and they are only availing the email facility for communication. Now, the next category is lack of skills, and or the next limitation is lack of skills and expertise. That is, there is a lack of, there is a shortage of the experience that is available, or there is a lack of shortage of the manpower requirement. that expertise the implementation of IT related e-commerce. There is a lack of skilled and trained personnel impedes the growth of opportunities implementations of the IT related e-commerce. The usage of the net for trade requires a complex introduction of servers, browser software and knowledge of web design. That is, there is a knowledge of the web design, that is a usage of the net for trade requires a complex introduction of servers, browser software and knowledge of the web designing, hosting, promotion and many more skills. It requires understanding many new things. That is, there is a lack of the information, there is a lack of the skills that every person has, or there is a lack of the expertise that a person needs whenever he or she wants to make a transaction over the internet. So that requires a clear understanding about the new things, clear understanding about the concepts that is made on the internet. So many Indian businesses are not prepared to approach electronic commerce. For many businesses houses for which consumer over the internet may not work, we would take a lot of efforts for every little stream that is available. So that is available for many businesses. It is available for new businesses that is made for the transaction. So there is a lack of skills and expertise that is available over the internet. For many business houses for which the commerce over the internet may not work would take a lot of efforts for every little or little return. Now the next is internet outrage. That is an internet outrage. Then this is saying failure in networks and the net itself can play havoc. That is, if there is a failure in the network and the net itself also can play or also plays a havoc space in the networking. So we read of frequent press reports of internet outages. The IT industry is not yet attempting to improve network reliability to prevent these outrages. That is, the IT industry is also need some factors to improve the network reliability or to improve the networking so that there is a proper transaction over the internet. Because sometimes the bandwidth is not available. That is also a no technical limitation. Bandwidth is not available, so there is no internet usage, so there is less network reliability, that we cannot rely on the network to prevent the outrages. Reliability is a major issue in net business that need to be attended. Though worldwide many business people looking at the e-commerce as a blessing, that is, many business people is looking at the e-commerce as a blessing, many people also perceived, okay Larry, many people also perceived the cyberspace as a threat. That is, most of the persons also required or also made the cyberspace at the work. There are also reported evidence of enforcing new censorship resigns to prevent cyber crimes. That is, there are also new reported evidence that is available to make sure that that is used to prevent the cyber crimes. Now, the next limitation, next non-technical limitation that is available is the absence of cyber brand image. That there is absence of cyber brand image that is available. So another problem is that advertising on the net tends to focus on e-commerce rather than on brands found in the real world. This would prove to be a detergent or deterrent in ensuring customer loyalty. That is, another problem is the advertisement on the net. There is a lack of advertisement on the net that tend to be focused on the e-commerce. Suppose I am opening one site, so there are so many advertisement that is available on the net. There are so many pop-up that is available on the net, so that the person's mind is deviated, so that the person cannot concentration on one object because there are so many pop-up that is available. So it take out the mind of the people, or it capture the mind of the people to another place. So it tend to focus on e-commerce rather than on the brands found in the real world. This was proved to be a determinant in ensuring customer loyalty. The biggest thing going for it is a brand image and the power. Though The already existing name is known and trusted. The issue is how to expand it into a new cyber reality. I agree that there are some brand name that is available, that is made available to more than one transaction. But what it made or how it is extended to the new cyber reality. A concern should be to preserve the old values of trust and dependability of the brand, and at the same time keep it upon the net or keep it upon on the internet. At the same time, the whole business structure will have to undergo a change re-engineer. That is, at the same time, the whole businesses or business structure will have to maintain a change re-engineer or re-engineered. Now, the next limitation is inadequate. Oh, there are so many limitations that is available. The next limitation is that there is an inadequate government role. That is, there is no role of the government whenever we make the transactions over the internet. This is also a non-technical limitation, that is inadequate government role. The government is not taking a serious view of e-commerce related information technology in terms of its promotion. That is, there is a lack of government role in the e-commerce. So government is not taking a serious view of e-commerce related information technology in terms of its promotion. Spreading awareness, imparting education of the benefits of e-commerce, enacting new cyber laws, amendment to existing commercial laws, developing strong communication infrastructure are the key domestic roles for the government to play. A very small portion of PC owners, non-owners who are aware of e-commerce perception and about the internet is there, which is being identified as a source of information. Communication, learning and entertainment, but relatively few among them feel that it is a source of purchasing goods and services or products and services. Government is not playing Government is not playing the active role by enacting different comprehensive cyber laws. That is, government is not playing any role in the e-commerce transaction. This is one of the major limitations, that there is no rules and regulation of the government. So there are some feedback or there are some loopholes that is available in the e-commerce. Next is no emphasis on commercial exploitations or explorations. That is, e-commerce is not so popular and widespread in India rapidly because of several bottlenecks with like correct content migration. So e-commerce is not popular and widespread or increased in nowadays in India. Why? Because of various limitations like content migration. Most of the PC users serve the net for information rather than potential customer transaction. That most of the users who are using the internet only gaining the information, only take out or only see, yeah, this is the advertisement, this is the information that is available on the internet, but cannot make the commercial transactions or cannot make the potential commercial transactions. This means that the market for this migrated content is very large. Many owners use the net for learning, education, games and entertainment. That is, most of the users, most of the owners on the net is use the internet only for the learning purpose, education purpose, games purpose and the entertainment purpose. To convince customers, e-merchants will have to do a lot of education. That is, to become the e-customers or e-merchants, it takes a lots of study that is available or that is made over the internet. Many business houses evidently do not come forward to leverage on some projects in the e-commerce spectrum. It is already done at the high speed overseas. Now the next is no encouragement from business community. That is, there is no encouragement or there is no uh, encouraged value from the business community. The business community is extremely an important sector that is to be targeted for introduction of any technological innovations in business. That is also the next major limitation, that is no encouragement from the business community. It means that it is the business community that sustains e-commerce and greatly influence the thinking and adoption process of various segments of the society to move forward in the field of information technology. That is, there is no encouragement, or there is no proper way method community that is provided by the e-commerce, and greatly influence the thinking and adoption process of various segments that is available to move forward in the field of information technology. It motivates the people who shares the courage, conviction to move the new business paradigm. Next limitation that is available is preferring foreign sites. That is, online shoppers in India do not prefer Indian websites. That is, most of the customers or most of the shoppers that is doing the online shopping mostly prefers the mostly do not prefer the Indian websites, but prefer the US and the other foreign websites. There are many reasons for this, as they provide better selection, better prices, better stock. That is, there are better selection that is available, as well as the better price for the product. There is a product that is available in stock also, quality products, shipping. There is a better shipping in the foreign exchange, payment process security, customer services. That is, there is a proper customer services whenever any customer purchases the product, and a wide variety of sites among other things. Then the next is inactive Indian software houses. That is the next limitation. That is, the Indian software houses, there are inactiveness in the Indian software houses. This says software houses, particularly in India, are not devoted to ensuring strong expertise in the supply chain and distribution management solutions. That is, most of the software houses that is available are not ensuring the strong expertise in the supply chain management and the distribution management solution. Efforts are lacking to ensure strategic working on the development of systems which will provide a comprehensive open e-business solution environment comprising of enterprise applications, internet applications and service, and a special technology to enable companies to participate in the emerging online economy. That is the inactive Indian software houses that is available. Technology is in abundance. That is, the technology that is provided is in abundance. The hardware and the software makers are yet to work out strategies to ensure e-business privacy and security solution to net users in India. The technologists who are out of touch with the market, customers, competition need to be work out options and set business strategies. So there is an inactive Indian software houses that is available, that is a lack of the competition, lack of the market, lack of the customer, and lack of the workout option that is available for the business strategies. So these are the few non-technical limitations that we have studied in the today's class. So let's stop over here only, and furthermore there are few more limitations that is available, that is non-technical limitations, that I will discuss in the next class, that is in the tomorrow's class. So that's all for today's session. Now if there is any doubt, any type of doubt about the limitations, benefits, what is e-commerce, any doubts, you can freely or feel free to ask from me. There is no confusion, there is no thing that we read out the or we ask the silly question. No, you can feel free to ask from me. So thanks a lot everyone for listening me. Thanks a lot. So we will meet tomorrow with the new topic. This is the with the new topic, that is the limitations of the e-commerce. So that's all. Thanks a lot everyone. Bye bye.